What's up everyone, this is Indie Edge, welcome to my channel.
Time to rise, time to feel alive, time to shine, time to live your life, time to grow from your past mistakes and strive to be the best that you can be.
By the time you see this video, I will already be in Japan, and I will go back to Tokyo, which is officially my favorite place on earth, which I've mentioned in the videos before this one. And there are several reasons why I keep going back to the same place over and over and over again. I mean, lots of people tell me, don't you want to see the rest of Japan? And yes, I do. But the problem is that Tokyo just keeps, calling me back over and over again. And there's so many reasons why going back there, always makes my vacations perfect. So I'm the type of guy who always orders the same things at the restaurant too, because I'm afraid if I pick something else that it's, the most I can get out of it is just that it's gonna be just as good, and for some reason my mind thinks that it's not gonna be any better. So yeah, that is one of my flaws, unfortunately. But yeah, I also heavily favor the mindset of, if something works for you, then keep doing it until it stops being fun. So I don't feel bad about going back to Tokyo every single time. Because every single time it's worth it, and like I said, there's so many reasons which I want to elaborate on in this video, why I keep coming back and why I always have the time of my life. The number one reason for me is by far the music scene there, because Tokyo has a lot of different music that they're into, and people in Tokyo really love their music, that quite a lot, which you can tell because they have one of the biggest record stores in probably the entire world, which has like 8 or 9 floors, and every single floor is the size of a normal CD store, and it's just I mean, they do have some books and some other stuff like a cafe and some event areas, but for the most part it's all CDs, so it is just insane. And quite a common thing to come across is also that you see signed artists, signed bands play on the street to promote some of their stuff, which I think is really interesting because when it comes to street musicians, you would think that it's independent artists who aren't signed to a label or anything, promoting their stuff. But in Tokyo, you definitely have lots of performers who are signed label artists, play on the street regularly to promote their stuff or sell tickets. And I think that's very, very interesting. If you don't have the money or you come across a place randomly where you wanted to go shopping, and then you see a group or a band that you actually like performing there. Of course it's not going to be the huge stars or anything, because they would get swamped with people, but yeah, you can see some names up there for sure. And also one thing that is crazy is that they have in every single district there are several concert halls and event venues and live houses, which is what they call it. And usually what you would come across is let's just say that there's one building, right, that has several floors, and that also goes into the basement, and that building has most of the time has like 5 or 6 different concert halls within itself, which is unthinkable here, because you might, here in Germany for instance, you might have several concert halls in one area, but it's never in the same building. And you would think, with the amount of all the concert halls that, there wouldn't be many events, because there would just be, not enough artists to play at, all these concert halls. But you would be very wrong in assuming that, because, there's so many events happening at the same time every single day around the clock in Tokyo. And it gets even crazier on the weekends when you have concerts at sometimes 10 in the morning, starting, and it's insane. So if you're a music lover of all things music, all kinds of different genres, and you are in Tokyo right now, chances are, very, very high that you will becoming across, a concert within your, 100-meter radius. And it's guaranteed that if you drive out a little bit, you will have a variety of different concerts, all that you can choose to go to, and it's crazy, like every single day. And like I said, it gets crazy on the weekends even. So yeah, Tokyo for me is basically musical paradise, and that is one of the main reasons why I keep going back there, because if you're really addicted to music, you can get your fix very easily there, and it's amazing. One thing that I also really enjoy is the mentality of Japanese people in general. I mean, I've talked to several people outside of Tokyo. Some of them have been visiting Germany, and I talk to them about that kind of stuff. And I always get people wondering why I keep praising Tokyo that much, because for lots of Japanese people, Tokyo, people in Tokyo are kind of cold and kind of unfriendly. But if you come from Germany or Europe or the Western world in general, you would still find them to be very, very polite and friendly, and it is the case, most of the time. Of course, occasionally you will bump into some people who are not as friendly or who are a little bit, xenophobic, which is like a prejudice against Japanese people. But a lot of times they are just very curious about other cultures, so you shouldn't assume the wrong things about them. And what I also like is the work ethic in a way. I mean, there's lots of problems when it comes to overworking themselves, within the culture. But whenever they do work, they are really professional. And whenever you want to take a train, trains come every 2 or 3 minutes sometimes, depending which line you want to take. And they are always on time. They're never late. So that is just amazing. It's quite different if you actually want to take a train here in Germany, and it's a rare occurrence if actually a train is on time. So yeah, that's one of the main, one of the multiple reasons why it's a different world over there in Tokyo. What I also find fascinating about Tokyo is that they have a huge, they are very big on, combining like modern and sometimes Western elements, but also, traditional Japanese elements. So it is very common in Tokyo to find shrines next to, or rather, inside, huge, public places. And they also have a lot of very beautiful parks and other places where you can, just calm down from the busy city life for a little bit and, reflect on everything that you've witnessed so far. And I like to compare Tokyo and New York a lot, because in my opinion it's kind of different. The vibes are very different, with the only exception that New York for some reason is way busier and way more stressful compared to Tokyo. And I cannot tell you why I find Tokyo so relaxing, despite so many people being there at the same time and places being so crowded. But yeah, the main reason why I bring up New York at this point is right inside New York there's Central Park, of course, which is like a huge beautiful park where you can relax and everything. And I really enjoyed going there. But the reason I want to compare it to Tokyo is that Tokyo has lots of smaller spots. Of course, they also have huge parks, like Shinjuku, Gyoen. But you are more likely to find smaller parks in different areas, like shrines, where you can just take a little bit of a time out from your busy city life. And it's quite beautiful, because if you really are interested in Japanese historical culture, you can get your fix without going to, let's say, Kyoto, which most people do. Of course, it's going to be a lot more in Kyoto, but there's lots of cool things to discover in Tokyo as well, for sure. Yeah, I already went a little bit into detail why I really love Japanese music, and if you haven't seen that video, I basically summarized it as in Japanese people aren't afraid to try new things and to mix things together that don't necessarily belong together, and they are very experimental and not afraid to break boundaries, which I really appreciate about them. And that goes for all of entertainment, I think, because Japan in general is very known for offering crazy alternatives when it comes to entertainment. Lots of different cafes, or even the movies sometimes are really crazy and unique in a way. And it's pretty cool if you want to experience something new. There's lots of things that I wouldn't even try in Japan, but my general idea about a vacation is that you want to try as many things as possible to broaden your horizon and to experience something that you would otherwise never experience. So I can highly recommend, if you ever go to Tokyo, there's a couple of things that you come across that might seem weird to you in a way, but I can only recommend that you maybe try them once, and if you don't like them, then that's that. Or maybe you will be, you will find something that you will be fascinated with, and that will change your view on a lot of things. But yeah, anyway, with this video I just wanted to give you like a general idea about what I really like about Tokyo, and I want to keep this video rather short and go more into detail, you know, in future videos, which I'm certainly gonna do, because, you know, I could talk about Tokyo all day and there's so many reasons why this city is my favorite city in the world. But you know, as for this video, I need to break it right here to keep it rather short. Otherwise, I'm just gonna be talking forever. And also, I'm kind of running out of time to cut the videos, because, you know, I need to prepare some, you know, in advance so I can release them while I'm over there, and I just need to do a couple of clicks so you guys are entertained, and I keep my weekly rhythm of releasing a new, you know, crossover vision episode every single week on every Tuesday. So yeah, have you ever been in Tokyo? Do you like it? Like, did you enjoy it? Did you not enjoy it? Let me know in the comments, or, you know, send me a direct message or email me. I would love to hear your experiences, and maybe we can talk about it and share our passions and experiences. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. I'm hungry as hell, so I'm gonna eat something, and I'll break this video right here. So thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Tokyo.